What's up, otakus? How you guys doing? Um, just doing sort of a midweek check-in. I know I didn't. What's ironic is I actually picked up books last Friday, and it wasn't anything big, um, but I just didn't feel like going on Friday night, and um, yeah, lately I've just been kind of in a funk. Um, it's a lot of things going on, and I just don't I just don't feel like the channel's like really going anywhere. Um, kind of at my limit in terms of space for comic books, and I'm just not that I'm getting out of comic books or anything like that. It's nothing like that. It's just yeah, I just first of all I don't have much of a budget. I've got $5 left to my name right now for comic books, and um, it's just I haven't been motivated to really pick up much. I'm just not wanting to pick up much. I see books at half price books where in the past I might have picked it up and I might have gotten it even on these last two visits to Mill Geek and Hill Comics. Um, I could have picked up more. Just really was kind of focused on things that I just wanted to add to my collection, and that's it. Nothing else. So we got a little. This is a really good reflection of our typical hauls. It's just we didn't spend much. Um, we spent exactly $2 on 5 books, and $2 on 5 books. I think that's a pretty good like haul. You know, and we'll get into what I picked up, but everything I picked up on this particular again, it was two shops. Hit up Mill Geek Comics on Friday, and we dug. I mean, we dug a lot. I mean, just the gas out there, the time we spent digging. You'd think I'd come back with more, right? Like going all the way out there, spending $1 on 2 books. Just, I mean, what's the point, right? But yeah, I didn't want to spend much. I just went in there with $7, came out with six, and today as well, I went to Hill Comics. Just had some time after work, and they're closing up soon. I think they're at the current location to through the end of this month. So they were kind of busy just moving stuff and getting things in the back kind of situated. Um, and we kind of dug there as well. Like actually we found one book that prompted me to really pick up two more. I was like, oh man, I got to get this book. So when I found that one book, I was kind of forced to find two more to get three for $1. So again, Mill Geek, two. We got 2 books for $1. Hello Comics earlier today, we got 3 books for $1. And so we spent $2 on this particular haul and picked up 5 books. And yeah, generally, like I'd be more kind of like upbeat about picking up books and enthusiastic and like, oh, we picked up these books and all that. I just feel like, yeah, like I don't know, maybe it's just sort of the a phase I'm going through right now, but just not having fun with the channel as like I used to, not having fun with the collection and the books like I used to, and I think I'm just kind of in a funk right now. Um, and we'll just see if that how long that persists. But for now, it's like we got some books, and I'm happy to show them off to you. And we are kind of, we I did pick up some stuff I really liked, so I guess we'll get to it. Um, these are in no particular order, but I do want to. How do I want to do this? I guess we'll start with the Mill Geek Hall first. I guess we'll start with that first. So, like I said, we went to Mill Geek. Um, we didn't. We were had a few books that we were looking for. One in particular um, that I've been looking for since it got kind of came onto my radar this year is the first appearance of the black suit Superman, the Kryptonian black suit with the steel S, the metal S logo. That was a book. Again, it's not a terribly expensive book, and Mill Geek had it for I think like $10 or $8 or something. But I was really hoping to find that book for 50 cents, and we kind of went in there with that hope. Unfortunately, we did not find it at Mill Geek, but we found some other good stuff. This is one of the books we picked up, and this is I love this cover. It's DK3 Master Race Dark Knight, the third installment of the Dark Knight Returns series. And, I think I enjoyed this entire series. Say what you will about Frank Miller. Of course, the original Frank Miller Dark Knight Returns series. Um, I had issue with the way they politicized Superman and kind of made them this sellout. Um, but Frank Miller kind of makes up for it um, in the conclusion of the series. So um, I can't be too mad at Frank, although I don't know I think the overall perception of Superman still lingers from that. It was so dynamic. Hey, Prime Survival, what's up? Maybe I gotta just read more. Maybe that's it. I actually have been reading comic books, so that's the thing. Um, I started Descender, um, but probably should have read Ascender first because I was like kind of like reading Descender, and it was like right in the middle of the story. Uh, it was okay. I just didn't get into it, and I didn't finish it. So again, maybe I should start with Ascender and go to Descender. But I hear they're completely two like different tones of books. So hopefully Ascender is better. But Descender was a little disappointing. Didn't get to finish it either. But yeah, maybe that's what I got to do. Um, so yeah, DK3 Master Race. As you know, I picked up this one for 50 cents, and this is just a book I've been wanting because it's just fantastic. Adam Kubert cover, or sorry, Andy Kubert cover, and it's drawn in the Frank Miller style. If that's like that's a thing, right? The Frank Miller style of cover there, and it's just Batman versus Superman. Anytime you can pick up a really cool uh, Batman versus Superman cover, especially from an artist as talented as Andy Kubert, that's just goodness right there. Look at that. You got the contrast here. It's just a great cover, right? Um, I mean that that is as menacing as it gets. He's got the red in his eyes as well, so he's pissed off. We picked up number one a while back, and I'm not trying to finish this series or anything. I did enjoy it. I did enjoy the series. I feel like that's you're always going to get a good, like, you know, like kind of climactic end in a Frank Miller yarn, and it delivered on that. It's like these evil Kryptonians were doing some pretty horrible things, and uh, justice kind of prevails in the end. And they introduce, like, Superman, Wonder Woman, who had cordial relations in the second series. They have kids now. They have like a brood of well, two kids, but like Wonder Woman's like raising like these super children, and Laura is one of the characters in this who's Superman's daughter and has all the Kryptonian abilities, kind of raised as like an Amazon as well. But yeah, she it's kind of her story arc, and she kind of like it dawns on her that like she kind of makes a good turn for the good, and then makes everything right again. But yeah, I enjoyed this series. I know the second series, it was a little out there. It was, I mean, it was just like totally drawn by Frank Miller, first of all, which is good or bad, I guess. But the art was a little bit, I don't know, it didn't help. I didn't feel like it helped the story, but the story was also just really kind of convoluted and really political in tone. And I think he was kind of bashing uh, the commercial media, corporate media, right? Um, but yeah, I mean, the best thing to come out of that story was, again, Superman and Wonder Woman getting it on, and that was kind of it. But yeah, Superman definitely has his redemption in this series, and um, that's what's nice to see. So again, I'm not trying to collect this or anything, but I saw this there for 50 cents, and I've always wanted this book. And this thing, it retails at what, like $5 or something. So even if I were to find it, let's say for like half off or something, still paying like $3 for it. So, but when I saw it for 50 cents, and it's a really clean copy too, um, I was like, why not? It's the kind of stuff I like, so didn't mind doing that. And that's a keeper. Like, if I do sell it, I mean, I'm not going to get much for it, so I might as well keep it. The other book we picked up was a rather special book, and yeah, this was a nice pickup, um, and it adds to our Jim Lee collection. So our Jim Lee collection, the count is at 390. 390. I mean, I'm 10 books away from 400. I could potentially finish, well, not finish, but get to 400 Jim Lee books by the end of the year. I would anticipate that would happen this year. But it's been kind of hard going, because usually when you're digging, I run into all the books I have already. So it's like, do I pick up doubles or triples or whatever? It's like, um, you kind of have to resist the urge to bring home more Jim Lee books that you already have. And it's hard to find the ones I don't have. I do have like a checklist of stuff I don't have, and I look for it, but it's hard to find sometimes. And this was really cool. Um, I first looked at it, I didn't realize that this was a Jim Lee book. I was just kind of looking at it. And then I saw Johns, Lee, Williams, and Claire, and I thought, okay, this is just obviously a nice cover by another artist, but the interiors are Jim Lee. And so I looked inside, and that's what we had. We have Justice League Day #1. It's a free comic. I paid 50 cents for it. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But really clean copy. Um, but this is the based off the Justice League movie that was coming out, and I think there was a lot of anticipation. The Snyder cut, before the whole Snyder cut and issues with the initial movie. This was sort of a highly anticipated series. It brought in all the current characters, introduced Cyborg, and say what you will about the Flash, but you know, this was kind of like it's kind of like Superman is the only one that could stop Darkseid, so they work to resuscitate him and they bring him back to life, but he doesn't remember and starts fighting with him. And um, I mean, at the end of the day, I thought it was just a little too long. Could have been shorter. Some of the action sequences are really cool. The Wonder Woman sequence was really cool, but overall, the it was a long movie and yeah, a lot of CGI, bad CGI, and Darkseid kind of looked cool in it. But yeah, Superman comes back and kind of redeems himself and all that. I didn't hate the movie. I didn't think it was like the best that is representative of DC, what should be representative of DC. But um, at the end of the day, it's just something I enjoyed and watched. But we got this book. This is sort of like the comic book, I guess, preview version of that, and it's the interiors are done by Jim Lee. Got this Ivan Rice cover, pretty cool cover, but it's really the interiors of this book that make it a Jim Lee edition. And happy to add it for 50 cents. All right, so now we're going to get into the books I picked up today from Hilla Comics. And these books are kind of they have issues. They're not in the best condition. In fact, sometimes when I pick up books from Hilla Comics, they need to be cleaned. And I do that here live, because I just need to do it. And what better for a chance for you to see inside and, um, get a sense of like how I clean books that have been dusty, musty, or have like, signs of mold and the like. So that's what we're going to do. First of all, I'm going to show you the books. Then we're going to just do some cleaning, and cleaning always helps me to relax and kind of relieve some of the stress. And I think that's kind of why I'm in a funk right now. I'm just feeling a lot of stress. So yeah, just thank you if you're still tuning in and watching. Thanks for spending this time with me as I go over what I picked up and then kind of go through my process of making the books look a little better, clean them up. All right, well, the first book I'm going to show off is a really cool book, but it needs to be cleaned. But I think there's potential here. It's a nice looking book when all is said and done. I think if we can get it clean and we can press this thing out, it'll be a really decent book. But we picked up a really cool, I love this cover. We picked up a really cool Dave Stevens cover here from 1991. And I don't know if you guys remember The Rocketeer. It was actually a pretty decent movie, but it didn't have like the box office success that would warrant like franchise. But yeah, The Rocketeer is a character that Dave Stevens created. And again, they made a pretty cool movie. My favorite part of the movie is the fact that Jennifer Connelly is in The Rocketeer. She is just she's just so hot. And she's hot. There's no other way around it. But yeah, I thought maybe I don't know if that killed the IP or whatever, but there's not much Rocketeer talk or news. But again, pick this up really for the cover. And again, it's in really decent shape, except there's some humidity exposure and some uh, molding. So we're going to address that. We're going to kind of clean it up. And again, it's a future candidate for a good press, but once pressed out, I think it would stand to at least present a little better. But for 33 cents, come on, can't complain. All right, thanks. Thanks for hanging out, man. Good to see a Prime Survival. And that's the other thing. Like, my Instagram account got deleted for whatever reason. I think I had been kind of recording videos. You know how you could add audio and do reels on YouTube. I would download that and then upload it on Instagram. Of course, the music is not licensed on my Instagram account, but I don't know if I did that too many times and that's what got me kicked off. I really don't know the reason, but I started a new Instagram account on Instagram, so I lost the 600 some users that were following me, and now I have to kind of build up that community strength again. But that kind of saps all the motivation to do stuff on that platform, and I don't know. It's like I'm doing it, but I just all that work I did is just like gone, and it just felt like it was a colossal waste of time. But we're still on Instagram, so yeah, if you want to follow me, it's otaku.otg is my new handle. Otaku.otg on Instagram. All right. All right, so we picked up The Rocketeer for 33 cents. We picked up two more books. The next book is the book we were looking for. We were looking for Action Comics 689. And this is the first appearance of the black suit on the interior pages. The other one you want to get is the first appearance of the black suit on the cover, where he's actually in the suit. Superman's in the suit. And of course, this is when Superman comes back to life. He's um, brought back by Kryptonian technology, and all his kind of powers. Actually, he gains new powers, but all his like memories and things are preserved, and they're able to regenerate his body, and he comes back, and in a really cool new suit as well. I just remember, you know, when they announced his return and you saw the visuals of the black suit and everything, it was just like was the coolest thing, right? And so yeah, I'd never had this. I wanted to once that got on my radar, like, hey, we got to pick up the first black suit, Superman. We've been looking for this book ever since, and again, I can obviously pick it up for like $8, $5, $8, $10, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to find either for 50 cents, a dollar is kind of where I was looking to pick it up, but 33 cents, that's real hunting right there. And so really happy to pick this up. Now it's not in the best shape, and this is also needs to be cleaned, but it's in decent shape. Again, there's the little bit of not as bad as the Rocketeer. Rocketeer's in worse shape, but this is in a little better shape than the Rocketeer. So we'll get to cleaning this, and you can kind of take a look at this one as well. All right. Well, the last book we picked up, I have to put some context as to why I picked this up. Um, so, and also, the title of my video is a Jim Lee book that every Jim Lee collector has to have, the must-have book in any Jim Lee collection. And I mean, there are a lot of books that you would, I guess, consider representative of a Jim Lee collection. But I think, if you're a Jim Lee collector, you just know, right? You just know which books to target, which books you want in your collection. And this is definitely at the top of the list in terms of what you want to target. And I got my copy for $2. I think this is still the original bag that I got, but I picked it up for $2 way back when at Hilla Comics, the same place I visited today. And this is the book that like you just want it. It's Fairchild. It's The Thing, smoking a stogie with a surfing board. And it's the Wizard special publication Jim Lee tribute edition. I mean, it's the inside of this book is just all Jim Lee goodness. I mean, they got interviews with Jim Lee. They got X-Men, X Factor. It's not X Factor. It's called, the article's called X Factor. It's an article on X-Men. His return to Fantastic Four is outlined on this. You got this nice little like crossword section. Just it's a fun issue, but a lot of it is just, of course, Wildstorm heavy, with introductions to all the characters like Deathblow, Fairchild, Grifter, Freefall, John Lynch, some of the stuff he's working on for Marvel at the time, Iron Man, just a bunch. I'm not even showing it to you. Just a bunch of good stuff. But the thing that was really crappy about my copy, I mean, it's in decent shape. Don't get me wrong. I'd put it in like a VF. It's a VF copy. But this is incomplete because there's first off, get some of these. I'm going to show you this panel here. Where is it? Just saw it. There's just some great Jim Lee artwork in here. Like this X-Men panel here. That's awesome stuff. Yeah, this is an incomplete book because in the centerfold of this book is a poster pinup. And when I bought this, I didn't bother to check inside and see if the pinup was there. But upon purchasing it and upon opening it up, someone had taken out the poster pinup. And yeah, look at that cell up there. That's just Jim Lee freaking goodness. So that was basically like a moment of frustration because we want this book, but we want the pinup in there as well. So I kept this book, but I was always looking for another copy. And we didn't want to pay a lot for it. We didn't want to go out and buy a new one off of eBay for like $5 or whatever. We wanted to get it for like $2 or less, right? Because that's what we paid for this. We wanted to get just a complete copy and then, maybe sell this, or I don't know, maybe I'll keep both. But I did want to get another copy with the poster pinup inside. And that's been just sort of in the back of my collecting wheelhouse for quite some time, actually. But I was going to look out for this book. And I continue to pull tape off of this. But we're good. It's always been sort of like, I'm always looking for the book. And the good thing about wizards and wizard-related books, they're not that expensive, but there are a lot of them. So you got to dig through a lot of wizard magazines to kind of see if this one turns up. Again, no luck until today. Yes, we found another copy Thanks, Prime Survival. Um, yeah, those X-Men card sketch books are pretty cool. Yeah, I I have all of them, and the there's just some good, they Marvel has made a lot of those card sketches into covers, and they've also had other artists kind of re-ink and kind of reimagine and re-ink some of those the pages from the sketches from that project. It was a comic book card project essentially, and he did so many X-Men characters. But yeah, that's he didn't really get paid extra for all the cards and stuff that were sold. So I'm sure there's a little bit of bitterness there on Jim's part. But anyway, so um, we'll get to the poster when. Well, let me just show it to you now, and then we'll start cleaning, and we can revisit. So this one is actually condition wise, it's worse than the book I currently have. In fact, it's got some bent corners there. Nothing color breaking though. That's good. Um, but the exact same book, but now we have the pinup. And for those of you that don't know this image, it's his Gen 13.6 cover. Basically, just yeah, I have it signed. But yeah, this is the book. It's complete, and it has a bunch of pinups. I mean, it has that. It has this Wildcats. I think that's 19th cover of 20 something. Yeah, 20. I want to say 26 or so. It's also got this Wildcats cover there. That is, I believe, Wildcats 11 cover. So just yeah, the pinups. We got more. We got Wet Works. We got Grifter She. This is just, you get so many little pinups in this, and that's what we were missing. Got a Wildcats 1 cover there. Got the dragon. We got the we got that one. Death Blow. That's a wraparound. But this is the kicker right there. Got that. The Grifter Wildcats 13 cover. That is dope. So yeah, a lot of pinups, just generally goodness there in this one. Really happy with this 33-cent pickup here. And that will just take, I got 2 copies, but this will just take that off my list of stuff to get. All right, I'm going to keep this over here. Just going to give that a nice cleaning. And yeah, we'll get to the cleaning now. Thanks, Prime Survival. A lot of good stuff there. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just get my other camera going here. I don't want to share the screen. What I want to do is switch cameras. Let's see, where do I do that? All right, so I'm just going to switch the cameras. Oh, it's not letting me do that. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Can't. Oh man, it's not letting me. We used to be able to change the camera. It's not letting me do that anymore. Huh, right? It's allowing me to share my computer screen, but it's not allowing me to change the camera. That's frustrating. All right, well, geez, what to do here? Hmm, I guess I will just hop back on, I guess. I really do want to just share the cleaning with you guys, but there's no way for me to do it. So we'll do just come back right back on with part two. So Prime Survival. If you want to stick around and watch that, I'll see you on a new stream. I'm going to just start it now and you guys can join me there. All right. See you in part two.